Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the School of Science. My name is Luke, and this is the Bramley project. Now, you've probably seen the preview already, and you've already seen like a part of it. Now, just be aware that was a very early video, so that was done at about 7 o'clock this morning. This one is a little bit later on, because after I'd finished on the site and went back home, made the video and everything, the weather cleared up, so ironically enough, I am now back, and we've got the full video here for you guys to enjoy. So, for the start of things, so the east stands and the fan plaza, we can't see too much of a difference as per usual. It's the usual standard stuff in all honesty. So fan plaza and everything like that, we're not going to see too much of a difference for now. As I said, when the west stand is finished and the steel starts going up, that's when I think the east stands will go up. There is going to have to be openings for when they need to get cranes in, out and everything. Also, one thing Nick from Mr. Drone UK does actually notice and mentions, which I'm going to point out here, there is a lot of smaller cranes around the site as well. So if you actually look around the south stand and north stand, you can see multiple smaller cranes. So these just help get some more of the steel up, as well as some of the concrete stuff that we can actually see as the floor foundation. Now, one thing I have sort of scrapped for the time being while I just try and work things out, we have scrapped the sort of just standard south stand view, so the far off view has now become the standard view, because I feel like the difference between the far off and the south and the standard, there isn't too much of a difference, and I feel like the far off one, you do get a little bit more from it, although being more further away, you can still capture just a little bit more, because it lets me get an angle where I can see underneath the stand to a very limited extent. Now, granted, some of the other YouTubers are doing that, where they're getting under the stand. I'm not going to do it just because I'm a goody-goody two-shoes, and I'm sticking to what the rules have been given. Now, I understand I could, in theory, get lower as long as I'm further away, but I just don't want to rock the boat with Everton. Now, as we go over to the bird's eye view, we can actually see a good amount of stuff here, there, and everywhere. So, a lot of the stuff is mostly just down to the stand itself coming along, so we can see the pylons for the next level of the south stand. Now, do bear in mind, I'm going to just reiterate, the south stand itself is just single tiered, but that single tier goes all the way up to the back, and it matches the height of the north terrace at the very top. So that is one thing to take note of. But as we look over the site right now, you can see where the south stand's second little layers coming into the things. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was there last week, so there hasn't been too much of a development in terms of the south stand compared to what the north stand's getting, because the north stand had a lot of work done. The west stand as well, there's a lot of work being done there, so when we go over to there, I'll actually point a few things out. But yeah, as a whole, in terms of the west stand, south stand, everything else is just coming along nicely. South stand has slowed down a little bit, but to be fair, there's not too much to say negatively about that. But looking over on the west stand also, there were a lot of seagulls there this morning. We did get swarmed, I will say that right now. But yeah, looking over the west stand, we have pretty much reached the point where we've merged the two stands together. So north and south stands are technically merged by their concrete now. And we can see the first layer coming in. Now, from what I've been told, this is going to be 4 layered. And this is going to be like the hospitality suites and everything like that. So, actually no, I don't think it is the hospitality, sorry. So it's just like the general concession and everything like that for the west stand. But the way it's designed is, this is where the brick facade's going to be. So your first 4 to 6 layers are going to be the brick facade. And then above that is where you're going to have your almost dome-like shape. Now, a lot of people have been saying, why is it like a dome-like shape? Because it's just to make it look attractive and I appealing to the eye. Not essentially. So it is attractive and appealing to the eye. But the way the dome shape is designed is it's designed to keep the acoustics inside the stadium. So what's going to happen is it essentially almost doubles the decibel output from the fans. So when you're in there, let's say for argument's sake, it was a 10,000 seater stadium. If it was a 10,000 seater stadium, it would sound like a 20,000 seater stadium. So with us having 52,880, so we'll say 53,000, it's going to sound like 106,000 fans in there. Compared to when you look at some of the other stadiums out there, say for argument's sake, Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, or even the Emirates, although they're top-notch and state-of-the-art, they sort of lack the atmosphere, especially when I've been to Old Trafford itself. I've been there for a couple of Everton games, and to tell you the truth, the atmosphere compared to Goodison, it just doesn't compare, in all fairness, and that's not me coming from a biased standpoint, that's me coming from an honest standpoint. But yeah, as we look over now on the bird's eye, you can see where the second is. Well, actually, no, sorry. We're still working on the first tier from the looks of things. But the way it's designed, we've got the first. We're still working on the first tier, but the second tier is going to be coming very soon. But the way it's shaping out now, we are pretty much at this. What you can see in terms of the seal, where you can see it sort of staggered in like the dented sort of style. You can see where the seats are going to be. So where you are now, near the top, is where the top of the first tier of the terrace is going to be. So when you get the second one coming along, that's where it's going to sort of overlap and create like a roof over it. And as we can see, it is slowly getting closer together bit by bit. But yeah, as I said, that is going to remain open for the next week to 2 weeks, just so you can still have truck access from that point. But from then on in, what's going to happen is they're going to be coming from the east, coming in to try and do work from there. Now, when the east stand comes into it, it's going to be interesting how they're going to do operations and everything there. So is the east stand going to be held to like the absolute last? Because they're going to need a roadway to get in. And to get in, you're going to need to have an opening. So the opening is going to probably be the east stand until things are all done and dusted there. But as a whole, guys, everything's coming along great. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get this one out as early as possible. But you know what? It's better late than never, I feel. And to be honest, I like it like this just because it's a lot more cleaner of view. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. And I am now going to see you into the outro. So take care, have a good day, and peace. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, I'd like to say a huge thank you to all my Patreons over here. Now, I'd like to say a big thank you to my latest Patreon, who is Lealty. So if you want to be like Lee and get your name in the sidebar here, get early access to Bramley more footage, ad-free content, and after being a member for a while, you get access to a sticker. Why not go over to the Patreon and become a part of the School Science Superfan? Now, we have got 2 tiers there. So the first one being like, it's called a cup of coffee tier. So what essentially it is literally like you getting £1 out of your back pocket and saying, Luke, I like what you're doing, mate. Here's £1. Go get yourself a cup of coffee. That's it. That's the main premise of it. It hasn't got any real perks or benefits. It's just a £1 donation. Now, however, we have got the £3 tier, which is the School Science Superfan. Now, that has got multiple perks. So the first one being you get your name on the sidebar, obviously. The second one being you get early access to Bramley more footage, unless something like this happens where we have delays and other issues, to which I do apologise about. So what in this situation is you still get the ad-free content. It's going to be a little bit earlier than what the other Bramley More video is, but however, it's not as early as it should be. So normally these videos are between 12 to 24 hours earlier on the Patreon site versus what's on YouTube. But in this situation, it's going to be about 2 to 3 hours in terms of difference. So apologies on that front. And as I said, the sticker itself, so what happens is after you're a member of the channel for, I believe it's 3 to 6 months, you do get a School of Science sticker. Now, this sticker is essentially a black and white version of my logo, and you can do essentially what you want with it. Whether you want to stick it on a laptop, stick it on a wall, stick it on your door, stick it outside Anfield right by the Bill Shankly statue, you do whatever you want with it. It's your sticker to use and abuse. But yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'm sorry about this one having a bit of a delay. I was not expecting the weather to be so adverse. But in any case, guys, I'd like to thank you again for watching, and I'm going to see you all in the next video. Peace.